So recently, Tory Lanez is fighting his 10-year term sentence, and he's also up for deportation when the 10-year sentence is done, that he completes his full 10 years of being in prison for the shooting that happened in July of 2020 with him and Megan Pete. So recently, the SUV driver decided to write his statement to the judge to say Kelsey was the one that unleashed open fire on Megan Pete that night of July 2020, so they can be able to get another appeal for Tory Lanez in order for him to be released from prison. He made a statement saying that this was Kelsey. She's the one that opened fire on Megan Pete that night of July 2020. And Tory Lanez, he has been wrongly accused. He has been wrongly convicted. And he wants to fight for his innocence. He wants to be released, and not only does he want to fight for his innocence, he's willing to fight for his deportation to stay in America and continue to be an artist and make music in America. He doesn't want to go back to Canada. So now they are gunning to get Kelsey in for an investigation, and not only that, to possibly get her on trial in order for her to get the time for Tory Lanez for the pistol charge that happened in July 2020 with Megan Pete, Kelsey, and Tory Lanez. They want to make clear that Tory Lanez is an innocent man. He would never do such a heinous thing, and it's not in his character to be violent. Kelsey was the one that really was, unleashing uncontrollable rage and anger of violence that night in the street that day. And she's the one that put hot lead in Megan's feet. So she should be able to take the charge and actually get arrested and do the time. Why did the jury allow her to walk away that day and allow her to take the fifth plea? What was it about that they were satisfied with her statement? And they said, okay, you can walk. You don't have to give us a statement. Wrong or right, you can plead the fifth. And that's what Kelsey did. She walked away and decided to say, you know what? I'm not going to admit whether my silence was bought, and I'm not going to admit whether Megan Pete was actually shot that night. I'm going to walk away because I don't want to side with either parties. So she decided to take a walk and plead the fifth. And the jury and the judge, the prosecutors and the lawyers allowed her to go on with her life. So now they want to draw her back into the third dimension. They want to draw her back into the third dimension because they feel like Kelsey, Tory Lanez, and Megan Pete still have unfinished business. Yes, she is under attack again. Megan's under attack again, and so is Kelsey. You are under attack because this is the art of war, to strategize two friends to go against each other once again and be able to turn and flip evidence on Kelsey and put her to the trial and charge her with the pistol and gun charge. So now Megan Pete is still saying, no, she did not open fire on me. The person that I wanted to go to prison for what he did, he's now in prison, and it was you. You're the one that opened fire on me that night of July 2020. And you said, dance, bitch, dance, and open fire on my feet. So Tory Lanez is fighting for his life. He's fighting for his freedom. So he has abundance of men after him. Abundance of men backing him up to protect his freedom, to help him fight his deportation. They want that man free. Regardless of him being violent, regardless of him having an alcohol problem and having mental health issues, they want him free. They want him back on the streets, doing what he does, making music and unfinished business with his artists and making his money to take care of his family. So, do you think this is going to hit the trial? Do you think Kelsey will say, yes, it was me. I'm the one that opened fire on Megan Pete's feet, and I held the pistol and gun, and I am the person that did the shooting. Will she go on trial and admit to this, that she was the person that did all of this? Did they buy her silence at the time? We don't even know what happened. But all of a sudden, they are flipping evidence on her, Kelsey. The one that said, I'll plead the fifth and I want to walk away for good. And I want to go on my life. She had her baby. She's now married. She's establishing her new life. And she wants nothing to do with this trial anymore. What was it that she was able to convince the judge and jury and the prosecutors that she did not want to speak for herself? What was it? Did they buy her silence? And why are they accusing her now? Is she aware that they're accusing her and they're flipping evidence on her, that they want her to be in prison for this gun charge? Does she know that? Is she aware? Well, we hope she's getting lawyered up, because when it comes down to it, I doubt if she's going to sit there and take the gun charge for Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is in prison for his, unfortunate poor decisions of his anger and his violence. And the fact that he did say alcohol did trigger him to be extremely violent and triggered his sociopathic, demonic traits that he has, regardless of him being talented making music. He's saying that alcohol was all the reason why he made a poor and erratic, egregious decision that night with Megan Pete and Kelsey. Megan Pete was wrong for sleeping with him, even though from what I hear now, she was with him first. Kelsey was with him first. Megan was sleeping with Tory Lanez when Kelsey had COVID-19. This is all the mysterious accusations and things that we'll never get to the bottom of. We'll never go know the truth, because she never admitted to sleeping with Tory Lanez. But that's not the reason for you to open fire and put hot lead in Megan Pete's feet. You're not allowed to do that. You have to remain calm. But when you're dealing with a sociopath, you don't know the traits of a sociopath. You don't know the traits of a narc. You will be subject to their violence. You will be subject to their rage and their irrational, demonic and devilish, devious decisions, drawn into the third dimension. Megan had to fight for herself that night, and she fought herself all the way until the trial. And she's back in survival mode, trying to heal. So when they found out everything that went on and what she did during the COVID-19 and the pandemic, they weren't satisfied with Megan's behavior. And I will say her behavior was very shocking. It's very shocking. And I felt like she kind of was living recklessly because of the alcohol, all of the things she was going through with losing her parents. So, you never know. She probably was trying to express herself through her body and chose to just sleep around just to get through and heal from whatever void or negligence or abandonment that she was suffering from. However, Tory Lanez is still pulling Kelsey back into the third dimension, and he wants her to be behind bars while he walks out a free man. He doesn't want to do this sentence. Of course he doesn't. It's 10 years. And then after that, it's a strong possibility that you're going to be deported. So he doesn't want to be able to face that. I mean, maybe if he wasn't facing deportation, do you think that he would work this hard to try to be released and try to walk away innocent man? We don't even know. But we know that Tory Lanez thinks that this is a thing of playing the art of war, playing chess for him. He can't deal with being behind bars. This is something that he never expected to see the day of coming, of hearing those prison bars clanging in his ear. Being told by the CEOs when to eat, when to get up, when to sit the hell down. Not able to watch what you want to watch, eat what you want to eat, and dealing with a bed and a toilet bowl seat. He's going through darkness of hell. But that is his punishment when you decide to release and unleash uncontrollable rage, anger, and violence. Especially in America, we have laws, we have guidelines to follow by, and people think when they come to America, they don't have to, abide by laws. They can just come here, be reckless, put a pistol in their hand when they're not even registered as, a pistol holder. They can just do what they want to do because we are the land of the free. That's what they said, but we're not. Everyone has free will, but we all have decisions to make. But also, when we make bad and poor decisions, we have to understand that consequences, repercussions are going to come behind it. You have to be able to face that, not walk away like a coward and say, you know what, I can open fire on people. I can take someone's life. I can end your life. I can actually unleash violence and rage on you, and I can get away with it. And who can see my evil deeds? So, Tory Lanez, you have a long journey to go on. And I hope that you have learned your lesson. But, trying to accuse Kelsey of this may not go your way. But like they said, everybody is always allowed to get an appeal. Keep coming back, more to be revealed.